back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I am standing here with a man who I've talked to many times and just found out that I have been pronouncing his name wrong the entire time.
That's okay.
And it's one of the things that we talked about, and we just talked about on the panel, is that, and we were talking off screen, and how once you find out that you're doing something that's not correct, the importance of acknowledging it. So this is my acknowledgement. I have been pronouncing his name wrong. And then make the correction, right? So I've been saying Mike Andreas. I don't know why. I think I like the way it flows off my tongue.
I like it too.
And I've been doing it for like 3 years now. And he's sweet, and he's like, I never told you, but by the way, it's Mike
Andrus.
Andrus. And it's pronounced just the way it's spelled. I have no idea why I did it, but it's Mike Andrus, and I think it's important to pronounce people's names properly because your name carries an energy with you, and so I want to make sure I'm giving you all the energy that you're supposed to have. All right? So now he's going to teach us some self-defense techniques. He's also going to have a helper come up in a few moments.
Sure am, yes.
All right? And then who knows, I might come back and do a little
Sure, I might be able to pick on some other people.
Exactly.
So,
all right.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So thank you all. My name is Mike Andrus. Been doing self-defense for many years. I've been teaching for about 25 years. Military and law enforcement. I've studied many different types of martial arts. Hardcore, really hard, serious stuff. And I noticed that there are a lot of lifers like me that practiced one style. If you think about that in life, they practice one style, and that's all they believe in. And it's just got to be this way. So I studied this one style, and it didn't do it for me, and then I studied another and another and another. So I studied multiple styles of martial arts. And when we talk about domestic violence and physical abuse, we talk about usually, if it's bullying or not, one person may be this big, one person's this big. So it's never usually a fair fight. So I took what I believe was the best of all the different martial arts styles and incorporated them into things that I thought would be most effective for some people, whether it was male, female, bigger, smaller, stronger, weaker. Not always the case, but it certainly helps. But I wanted to go over a couple of tools, and I don't want to be offensive to anybody, and by the way, I want to acknowledge, first of all, everybody for being here and give credit to the men and women that were here and some of the folks that made some acknowledgments and said, hey, this was wrong. I want to atone, and I want to make a difference. That's really heavy-duty stuff, and that means a lot to me, hearing that the first way to improve yourself is understanding that there was a problem and making a resolve on that. So we're just going to talk about some things, some tools that you can use. Now, I want to let you know what this is here. So this is some serious stuff, and they're licensed to carry and all those things, but I just want to let you know. So I go down from this and do training with this, and this is here, and it comes up, and we're here, so we don't need to engage. So if somebody's giving me a hard time and they're 20 feet away, and I'm here, and I can yell a command out and say, hey, if you take another step closer towards me, it's my understanding that you're here to kill me, I'm going to defend myself. So that's one method. But if you look at the statistics of who feel comfortable with this tool, very few people. Hard to get, and boy, once you have it out, this tool, and you use it, it could be the end of your life if you're not using it properly. So I just want to let you know that's something that's available but not used a lot. Then we throttle down to something, and we were talking about, Dr. Walls and I, when I train women for many years, they don't like metal and really sharp things. And you know what I carried, I said, oh, you comfortable with, this? And, oh no, it's metal and it's really sharp and it's just dangerous, and you have to hold it properly. So what I do is I recommend and suggest a different type. It's actually vulcanized plastic, and I handed it around to a couple of the females earlier, and the one female wouldn't touch my knife and went, oh no, that's really sharp. And I went, how about this? She grabbed it and went, yeah, this isn't bad. Oh, this is the same thing. And it's long, and it gets into those organs. So I just want to let you know there are tools. So I'm going from the ones that you can use for the farthest away to things that you may want to implement. You can use this in cold, hot, stick it in the fridge, put it in a planner, have it on you at all times, but it's a good tool. And if you know how to use this tool, it can certainly help you, because not everybody is good with the hands. And by the way, statistically, it usually doesn't end up this way, where two people are standing here. It's somebody that doesn't know it's coming, or we're face to face, and we're going to do a little bit of that in a minute. But then I want to tell you, I want to show you a couple other things. This is a little pen that I carry, right? I carry it here, but it's really not. It's a little mace. So this is really nice, where you have the pen and you say, look, I don't want a problem with the bam in the face. That's one way to get it over with. And I'll tell you, when somebody's cloudy and the mucous membranes are up, and then you have your choice, and I'm going to say this now, and I'll probably say it again when Ann comes up, and I'll probably say it again when Dr. Walsh comes up. If you have to defend yourself, you have one shot, it's round one, you better finish it. Because if you go halfway or a quarter of the way, and that person can get up, and that person is still in the room, you're not going to win round two. So you need to send that warning shot out, and it needs to be a big one to say, look, I'm not here to play. This is wrong. You're touching me. This wasn't meant to be touched. I'm not giving you permission. Right? So no permission means no. No means no. I'm 53 years old. I remember when no meant no. Then there was a little thing where no meant yes. Then they weren't sure. No means no. Right? There's another thing, a little tactical pen that I carry too, that has a little DNA grabber, I call it, on the end. And it's very sharp, and you can have it just as a pen, and you can do a lot of damage with that. But I also want to show you a pepper spray that I have that's called the Runner, and it goes on your hand. And so when you're in the supermarket or wherever you are, you have this on your hand, you can use your hands this way, and you can also use your hands where you're on the cell phone. If you're there and something happens, you can drop that and you have it right here. And you can carry your purse and you can carry your bag. So I wanted to let you know that. Is the little purse in the back, could you grab that for me too? So I want to also show you something else. So this looks nice and sturdy, and it's really funny. Just feel that. You'd be surprised how light that is, right? So this is the same. This is this long, and it's the same weight. But I'll tell you what. This is what everybody does. This is what everybody was taught. So I know where this is coming. If I looked at you and said, "Here it is," you'd know where it's coming. If I went like this, you'd know where it's coming. If I went like this, you know where it's coming. So I teach this to where, hey, look, I don't want a problem. You don't know where it's coming, do you? Right? So I do teach a lot of this. These are nice to have as well. And let me tell you something. This is an extension of your arm. You can hit, and I'll tell you what, it can even the score. So I do a lot with these weapons. And I also have a book available, and we'll talk about that later. But let's get into some of the things. Ann, would you mind coming up? She brought my purse from Limited 2 as well. I just want to make one tip. So this is Ann. This is the love of my life. Here's my girlfriend, Ann. Thank you for participating with me. I wanted to make a mention of something that this is a domestic violence and domestic awareness. But if you are on the subway or on the train or on a bus, at a bus station or on the street, and you're carrying your purse, do so if you're right-handed. Let's see the right-handies in here. Don't carry it on your right arm. Put it on your left side, because this is the more coordinated hand that's connected to the more coordinated foot. And if somebody says, what do you mean? Well, you can fight a lot better and push off and push away and jab and gouge and choke with your more coordinated hand. And if you don't believe me, everybody that just raised their hand that was right-handed, go home and brush your teeth with your left hand and then call me tomorrow. Let me know how that worked out for you. So this is a purse here, and it has your stuff, or you may have your ring from your mom or your necklace, and if somebody is demanding that, give it to them. No worldly possession is worth fighting over for your life. And we talk about the purse. Hey, give me your purse. Here you go. That's wrong. Hey, give me your purse. Take it. That's wrong. Hey, give me your purse. Here, you can have it. That's wrong. Let me tell you what's right about this. Hey, give me your purse. I look around. I can escape that way. I can't escape this way. That's right. I want to send my stuff that direction as far as I physically can, so that person goes over and gets the stuff while I'm going this way. If you throw your stuff that way and they don't go that way, you have a different problem. You have a big problem, then it becomes that. So I wanted to go over a few things in the book. There are many, many things, and I won't get into the on-the-ground stuff here. It's not the right forum for it, but one of my expertise is jiu-jitsu on the ground. And ladies and gentlemen, the domestic violence isn't always a slap fight or a punch fight. It's being held down, suffocated, pressed, pressure points. You need to be able to immediately get out of being underneath somebody that's much bigger and stronger. So I have a volume 2 coming out, I talk about that, but if anybody wants to talk about that, and I do seminars all over the place, we can do that. But I just want to show, and Ann has been lovely to be here to help me. So here's Ann here. I just want to show you some things. Now look, I'm bigger than Ann. I don't want to punch somebody in the forearm and the bicep and the chest. I want to be very, very direct, and I want to take things out that hurt, correct? Immediately. So this is the CPU, this is the brains of the outfit right here. If I'm punching this person in the arm, it doesn't hurt. But there are spots in the face that are pressure points. There's a notch right on the jaw here. This is called number 5. So she grits her jaw. If I hit that spot, and I can, and off camera we can do that, I can show you, that is a good place to hit, right on the jaw. You can hit it with that knife, you can hit it with the end of a knife, you can hit it with a stick, you can hit it with your hand this way, your hand this way. But here's what I don't want to see. When you do this, and you say, yeah, come on, what does this mean? What does this mean to you? You want to fight. I don't want to fight. Perpetrators, rapists, thugs, bullies use the element of surprise. They use darkness, they use deceit, they lie, they cheat, they do immoral and unethical things. Hey, can you help me with my dog? You have a little dog chain, can you help me find my dog? Or, hey, listen, my back is bad, can you help me in my car? You know what, I have a map here, could you help me find my way? Can you come over here with it? All of these things are deceitful, unethical, immoral, and they're the element of surprise. So I want to use the element of surprise. So, by the way, having my hands up like this is surrender, right? Used to be surrender. So I want to put my hands and my thumbs this way. So if I'm talking to the perpetrator and you're saying, hey, give me, I'm here, I have my hands out of my way, but my thumb here. Where is my thumb? My thumb's ready to go where? In the eye socket. Now, if somebody's going to take these off, and somebody's going to take this off, and the bra, and the panties, and the pants, and I have the opportunity to get my thumb and stick it in somebody's eye socket to prevent that, who here can physically do that right now? Say, I can do it. Who here thinks maybe I'm going to have a problem with that? Anybody? Okay, so thank you for being honest. So now the more graphic scenario, but we're all adults and I'll be genteel about it, is if you didn't do that, the next thing that happened was you may have gotten choked out, punched in the eye socket, hair pulled, now you're turned around, pants are down and off, and you're being violated. And by the way, after that, it's not a thank you. It could be a slit of your throat. It could be another punch in the back of the head. It could be drug along the floor by your hair. You only have 1 second to respond to that. And so that's called staying in the moment. That's what the book's called. You don't have 5 minutes to say, now I don't know, these little hairs on the back of my neck are standing up, and I don't feel right about this, but I think I'll just stay here for another minute and talk to this guy and make eye contact. So never ever make eye contact at all, because I will tell you that when you make eye contact, it takes you out of your game. Isn't that right? I've got this down to about 14 feet. This is 11. I was cheating. It's a little closer. But I can tell you that when somebody stares at you and you stare back, you forget everything else. So if you've trained, and Dr. Walls and I talked about this, if I teach you and you learn something and you can't apply it, throw it out the window. You have to be able to apply what you learn. So I always tell people to look at the tip of the nose. You can still see what the face is doing, you can still see what the arms are doing, but it's going to be able to have you continue to breathe and focus on that. So Ann is here being nice enough to be my uke. There are other spots. What I like to do is I like to shut off the spinal cord so that the knees don't work, and I do that through the hand. You're laughing. Can you come up here for a second, please? Just for a second. Come on. I know you can do it. Oh, come on. You can do it. And you're off the hook. Come on up here for a second. There, look at this guy. All right. So come on. Here we go. So stay right here. Now, look, now relax. So what I'm saying is, there's just little techniques to where I'm taking that and I'm taking that spinal cord out, right? Right? I'm taking it out, right? He's all right. Look, I just don't have this finger. I've got this, and I'm cutting down on this a little bit, right? And here, and now look where I have his head. So stand up. How tall? You about 6 feet?
Yeah,
Well, look how big this guy is. He's a lot bigger than I am.
And I've got nothing to it right now.
But look, let me show you something. So here's a hand on a woman's
This is
chest.
gonna hurt.
No, you're going to be all right. hand on a woman's chest. What's the first thing, ladies, that you do? A perfect stranger putting somebody's hand on your chest. It's interesting. Do you? So here's one. That's one. Maybe that's what you do. What do you think? What would you do?